So, this is one of the fish that I'm using to work on my game. You can see Gills. Let me size them to 1 because the reason why the gills look very small is actually because in the game the creature is like very small, and I coded it to where it'll be 8 times bigger. So like the map can be 8 times bigger than it looks like. You know what I mean? Like you can see that, like, you know, like it's not a small map to go around. You know what I mean? It's going to be released somewhere around September. But if there's like a lot of bugs and stuff, it might be either November or December. Here we have Gills, which you can already see, which is a normal thing for a fish to use to breathe underwater. Then we have Eye of a Cat right here, but it's like purple. Then, like the shadow whiskers, these Arctic whiskers have one giant whisker with a little glowing tip at the end from the top of its head and the bottom of its head. It also has the tail of a shadow whisker. It also has 4 large teeth here that it will use to chop off small plants for it to feast on. We have fins on the upper part and the bottom part. Gave it a little alien Arctic-ish style with blue and maybe a bit of purple. And we gave this sort of blue color. Now the shadow whisker will have like a white tip on the whisker except for a blue one. And also this fish is just a little bit larger than the average size of a shadow whisker. As in it's longer. And gave it a less amount of fins than the shadow whisker has, which the shadow whisker has a lot of fins. We also have this thing to propel it forward when we have these things to make it turn right and left. But the reason it doesn't have the fins that it can use to go up and down, like, you know, the fins that go on the sides of its body, is actually because it's it can rotate itself. I mean, it can move itself up and down without having to use it. Like it can rotate like this. It goes this and this. And I also have a music for the creature, which will play exclusively in its nest, which is a biome that with 2 tunnels that lead up to the red forest and the white crystals biome, and an extra tunnel that just leads out into the Arctic forest or Arctic jungle biome. The vine jungle biome, like the underwater vines and stuff. One of the two biomes that will have an entrance to the diamond caves. Oh wait, I need to turn my mic off so you guys can enjoy the music here. So that was the Arctic Whiskers music, which is one of my favorite musics in the game. Besides the new Shadow Whisker music that I'm working on for both Region 0 and the original, like the A World Underwater game. Okay, so let me give you a sneak peek of what the map will look like. So here we have the shallow pads biome. Then under that we have the caves for it, which you're gonna find some cool plants, materials, but like a cave plant too that will be in a few other biomes too. Then here we're gonna have the Arctic biome or whatever. Then we'll have one of the caves that lead down to the cave, the diamond cavern, and then we'll have another one, which I'm planning will add like some sort of underwater base. Now I have this biome here, which is the nesting biome for the Arctic Whiskers. And up here we're gonna have the red forest biome. Then over here we're gonna have the white crystals biome. Now we're also gonna have the thermal biome and the deep thermal biome, which goes down to the phantom reef biome. Then we have a little thing here that leads into the void. Pretty cool. Then we have another one that leads down here. Then we have this huge iceberg or whatever that blocks you from going that way. And we have a diamond cavern right here. Then we'll have the deep diamond cavern here. And right over here we're gonna have the ghost forest biome, which is an island. It stretches all the way down to the deep volcanic thermal zone, whatever you want to call it, hydrothermal, volcanic. I might add some icebergs in the game too, where you might find a specific kind of creature. Right here is the thing that leads down to the nest. This is one of the caves here, and I'm gonna put this because perfect. I might add like very small icebergs where you would get to see one of the Arctic cat creatures. We're gonna have another, which you've probably seen in my previous video. I mean, you've heard the music of it. It will spawn in these two areas right here. We have this as like the pathway. And we have the slightly darker area. The reason why I have this here is because this is where the end of the game will be. Right here. This is just a map of it. I have it on a separate project where I have basically done that. I have also worked on nearly all the plants. I have also worked on literally almost all the music. I just need to remake one more music, and then I'm able to release like a full soundtrack video where you guys can listen to the soundtrack of the game. And the Roblox version also has a lot of fish in it. It's got more fish than it does in this game currently. We do have the Moonlight Salmon in this biome. Maybe in this biome too. Because that's what I'm planning to do. I'm trying to add some Moonlight Salmon. Now the Moonlight Salmon, it's going to be bioluminescent, so that means it's going to glow in the dark. At a certain time, like it will start to glow. I've also created a little surprise. Which will be, I think, right here. This is where you're gonna meet a sentient alien being, which is a wrecked spaceship right here. There's going to be one. Well, it is already complete. Now the abandoned city. I'm still thinking about either adding that into this part down here or this part up here. Because this part down here has like giant plants and a lot of shadow whiskers, even some big shadow whiskers, which you're gonna see down here. Like, yeah, I did put different sizes of shadow whiskers. I'm pretty sure I put down 4 or 6 different sizes, and like the biggest one is down here somewhere. So if you see that big chonker, let me know. If the game does get released, I'm not saying it won't get released. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, if you guys find it, you can let me know. Now, I've been thinking about adding an extra biome here, right here. But I was thinking, if I would do that, what would it be? Which can easily be answered. Now, second, we have ice here. We got rock here. We got ice here. I don't want to like put anything hydrothermal down here. I've already finished the plants up here. If I had a deep cave that went all the way down here, why would I do that? What I could do is make a small mine, like a very small mine. It just goes a little bit down. Not too much, just a little bit. Or maybe I can just put a base with no mine down here. You know, maybe get the game a little realistic, even though there's gonna be like nothing here. Or maybe I have a good idea. What if I had a secret out of here that says like, how do you get here? Right here. I don't think I would do that since a lot of people might glitch their ways down here, but I did a little bit of thinking. Like, if you try and do that, it will, you know. I also made it so you can actually slip on land if you move too much. It's crazy, right? If you move on land too much, you might slip. So that's why you want to tap the right button when you're on land, because you could slip. Well, I haven't tested out the slipping and some other stuff yet. I haven't tested the game at all, except for to see if the arrow keys and stuff work. And if that's the case, I might have to do a lot of fixing, because I also made it to where, except for if x is this, and like if x is greater than this number, and it's right here, you know, like the original game, like you enter a certain part of the area, depending on the coordinates, it changes the biome. I did a different way in this game of changing the biome, rather than, oh, if it's this coordinates and this, then switch to this biome. I did both. You see, the both reason is because the land, I've done both. One, not both yet, but if you're in this area, then it's the forest biome. If it's this, then it's this because you're touching the sprite. Or this is because you're touching the sprite. But the void biome, I want it to be out here. Like if you're out in the open, somewhere around here, or somewhere around here, it will switch to the void biome. Above void biome, and if you're in the water, it switches to void biome. If it's not the nest biome or the phantom reef biome, one of the void biomes is this little crack here between the land and the iceberg, which it plays a different music in there, or if you go here, it plays a different music here. And over here we're gonna have some sort of void jellyfish creature, and then maybe a little more down, you're gonna have a little mini underwater base with with another jellyfish and like a collectible item. A note that says about how deep the void biome was supposed to go, what kinds of creatures have been discovered. Now the reason why I'm putting this here is because this is not part of the map right here. I named this iceberg the iceberg that will prevent you from reaching the actual Arctic. These parts are basically transforming into the Arctic. Not like, oh, it's changing day by day. No. It's like a transition into the Arctic. And Region 0 takes place where the Arctic and the water meet. Which is this area. Now, the special part about this area is that this place actually has human bases, which you've probably already known. One is here, but I'm also gonna make a few other ones. I want to make one somewhere around the shallow beds biome, maybe in this part of the biome. Definitely not down here. Maybe over here. Even though this place is like filled to the brim with plants. Definitely not down here, and definitely not down here. Because these areas are supposed to have dangerous creatures. And definitely not this area, because this is a nasty biome. And definitely not here. Yes, we'll have one right over in the void, like a very small one. Yes, we'll have one here, we'll have one here. We might have one here, but I do not know yet if I want to. I might, or might not, I don't know. And if I do, I want this to be a little greenhouse and living quarters-ish base here. I also kind of want it to, this end to be here, except the garden here will be on the outside. And for the void biome, it's going to be just this really small base with a little sleeping thing, like just a little sleepy thing, and maybe a few electronics and stuff. Except this base is going to be like wide open, like it's been flooded. Now over here, somebody opened it and it flooded. Like, you know. And over here, this base is not abandoned, and yeah, there's not gonna be much people in there. Just like a few people who are probably gonna question why you're there because you crashed. And if there isn't any people in this game, that's okay. Because that's just a thought. It's just a thought that came in my head. No, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Thank you guys for watching my videos. All of them. Almost all of them. Some of them don't have any views. Maybe they do now as I'm talking. But I've seen some that don't have views. So please go ahead and watch them, please. Thank you. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. Remember, only around 32% of you have subscribed to this channel, so be sure to subscribe. Now, thank you guys. I already said that like a bunch of times. Anyways, bye. You can go now. Or if you want to learn about one more thing, you can... Okay, one last thing. There will be a leviathan, a few leviathans right in this area. I'm gonna have one or two right here. We're gonna have one or two right here. Then we'll have ones right here, the worms. Then we'll have none in this area and none down here. None over here, none over here, none over here, none over here, none over here. Because this nest biome only has like Arctic whiskers in it. Oh, and the Arctic whiskers are going to be peaceful, just like the normal shadow whiskers. I've also made sound effects for the creatures. The shadow whiskers and the Arctic whiskers. They both sound different. And well, bye guys.